Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the fire signs and their twin flame connection. Twins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Twins, I hope that you're doing well. If you are unfamiliar with what a twin flame dynamic is and you want to learn more of the specifics of it, I've included a link to Gabi Kovalenko's definition and full-length video on the twin flame journey, which is absolutely comprehensive, articulate, and so much better than I could ever do. So while she defines the twin flame journey today, I'm going to kind of get the temperature on what's going on in your journey at the time that you're reading this. In a nutshell, the twin flame journey is about two people who share the same energetic soul. So one soul in two people. There's always a runner-chaser dynamic where one person understands that they've met their twin and their divine counterpart. They feel it in every fiber of their being, and they want nothing more than to just love their twin unconditionally. But the twin, who is the runner, feels it too, but is completely overwhelmed by the experience and runs from the experience because it's triggering. Twin flame journey is very triggering for both parties, and there's usually a separation period where twins kind of meet themselves, understand that they are whole all by themselves, and that their twin is like a mirror that triggers them. And that trigger can lead to spiritual awakening, the discovery of spiritual gifts, and using those spiritual gifts to help humanity, which I like to casually joke, even though it's not a joke, but it's just so overwhelming sometimes to think that twins have a divine mission to raise the vibration of humanity. It just seems like a daunting task, but if I were to tell you that that task simply involves being your most authentic self and allowing that authentic self to exist in the world, that's how you raise the vibration of humanity. That's a start. Anyway, I am a twin in separation, so I do these readings to help twins navigate this very difficult, very, very difficult journey. It's hard to describe the twin flame journey to people who are not twins because it feels can be very obsessive and codependent and all-consuming. But once you have the epiphanies and spiritual awakening and you go through these really difficult patches of reckoning with yourself, it's one of the most rewarding experiences, and I'm so thankful to my twin for that. So I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today, twins. The first one is going to be the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck, which I very rarely use on this channel, and the Light Seers Tarot, which I often use on this channel. So the cards have been pre-shuffled. I'm going to get the base energy with the animal spirit and then the clarifiers with the tarot. So while I'm shuffling, I'm going to point out all the positions. So 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier. The first 2 cards are going to be your energy. The second 2 will be your twins. The third set will be the connection, and the fourth set will be advice from spirit. Feel free to switch your energy with your twins, as you often mirror energy with your twin. So 4 cards down so far. And just to let you know, I read this deck intuitively. The guidebook may say something different in terms of the definition of the cards, but I read them intuitively. So what spirit brings to me is what I channel to you. 5 cards on the table, 6 cards, 7 cards, 8 cards. Okay. Already, fire signs. I can see that it is very fraught. It's always fraught, but let's get into it. The first card, set of cards, is your energy, like I said. Feel free to switch with your twin if you connect to the other pile. Got the bat, air sign energy. It's cute, isn't it? Sometimes they call bats the flying rodents. I'm not calling you a rodent, fire sign. I'm just, Spirit wants me to say that. Maybe that's what you call it. You can see here the moon in the background. Anytime we see the moon in any capacity, or at least when I see it in a reading, it signals to me mystery, right? The moon is a major arcana card. It's number 18 of the major arcana. It represents Pisces energy. And you could have Pisces in your chart. Your twin could have Pisces. But it talks about mystery. It talks about secrets, illusion, and confusion. Bat flying at night, as we know. Very rarely do people see bats during the daytime. And Spirit's giving me the word echolocation. The bat uses sonar, their internal technology, natural and amazing internal technology, to navigate the darkness. They use sonar. What is sonar? It just kind of, you take a frequency and it bounces off of objects, and that's how they can essentially see in the dark. So now Spirit is telling me that that's perhaps what you are doing now, kind of navigating your way through a dark period, the darkness, the dark shadow side of the twin flame journey. It is very prominent, especially if you or your twin have not gone through the spiritual ascension, like you're just questioning everything. Why am I so drawn to this person? Why do I even care so much? Why are they driving me crazy? Why can't I experience anything like this with others? There's nobody quite like your twin. And it's clarified here by the 8 of Swords. Look at that blindfold on her in the reflection, right? It's interesting too that I was talking about the moon, and here we see kind of it's either a mirror or a bowl of water that we're scrying into, but the reflection is something different than what is going on the outside, right? So we're already feeling a little disjointed. We're feeling like we're in the dark. How can we navigate this darkness? You could be feeling that really heavy energy. I am reading for twins in separation, so you could be wandering, kind of, excuse the expression, but groping in the darkness for something to hold on to, that we just don't understand what it is that we're dealing with. We're trying, you know, when I think of sonar, it's like I'm thinking of like the outline of things. Like we can see we know an object is there, we can see the impression of it through sonar, but what is it exactly? Can we see the dimensionality? Can we see the fine detail? I don't think you can, and especially with the depiction of these cards, how they're rendered, very fine detail. I think right now you're struggling to see that fine detail, right? But it's not stopping you from taking off. It's not stopping you from flying. It's not stopping you from making your mark. I can see here your cover art feels the same, that same kind of thrust of energy. The 8 of Swords is an air card, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and it talks about being trapped in our own thoughts, analysis paralysis, anxiety energy. You can see here all the birds swirling around her, her thoughts almost entangling. So you could just be trying to find your way at this time. You know, and it's almost like using your internal guide, your internal compass, your instincts to navigate. But it's at odds, you know, the instinct is at odds with the head, right? These do not make a good combination sometimes. Head over heart, head over gut. It can be difficult, right, to free ourselves from that. The bat has gotten a really bad rap in the past 5 years, hasn't it? Because Spirit is showing me the findings, right, I guess, of, I don't know which scientist found this, but, you know, that they were, and I don't know if, I cannot corroborate this, I haven't read any papers about it, but I'm sure there are many of the origins of COVID. You know, they say that it started in a kind of meat market or a food market, and there was cross-contamination and exposure between animals in cages, right? Why is this relevant? Because maybe something happened during the period of 2020 to 2020. Well, when I think of 2020, Spirit then says clear vision, right? Something in 2020, which is the year of the pandemic, the brunt of the pandemic. I know from my own personal experience, that is when I discovered my ex was my twin flame. And when I went through my dark night of the soul was in 2020. So this could be a similar story for you, that you could have discovered something during that year that was relevant to you. And I will tell you, a lot of twins came online during the pandemic. A lot of twins discovered themselves during, you know, because it's like, you didn't know you were a twin flame when you were 5, right? I mean, maybe your energy did, but like, what was I doing when I was 5, right? All the way up until my adulthood, I didn't understand, right? Maybe there's a sense of longing that I felt my whole life, which can be explained now that I understand that there's this twin flame out there, but I didn't know the term. I didn't discover the term and discover it until 2020. So there could be something that for you. You know, I wasn't trying to be like a downer about it, but Spirit's leading me down a path of channeling, and that's where we're going for you. Let me get a clarifier for the Eight of Swords and the Bat energy. Thank you, Spirit. This card flipped over in the deck. Knight of Wands in reverse. So this could be your energy or your twins. I feel like because this is your side, I'm going to read it for you. The Knight of Wands is somebody who's really passionate. It's your suit, fire signs. The Knight of Wands is somebody really passionate, really spontaneous, go-getting, takes a lot of initiative, but sometimes they don't have a lot of staying power. They're kind of flighty. They don't really stay for too long. But the card is in reverse for you. So it kind of signals to me that you're entering into this time period where you don't want to be engaging with energies that are not consistent, that are not dependable, that are not something that you can rely on. You're leaving energies like that in the past, which I think is really good. Maybe your twin was somebody that just fits that description, or maybe you are, and you're turning over a new leaf. It's very weird because something fell off of my little selenite plate here, and it's this little 4-leaf clover, this charm that I got in Austin, Texas. So maybe you are from Austin, Texas. Maybe the 4-leaf clover, obviously it's really relevant in terms of good luck and good fortune, but maybe it has a certain significance to you. I don't know. I just started fooling with it just now, and Spirit wanted me to pick it up when I said turning over a new leaf, right? We're perhaps entering into this era where we're focusing on our own good fortune, our own finances, our own path, kind of a little bit away from our twin, but trying to navigate everything. I feel as though you have a lot of your thoughts to sift through right now. What can you let go of and what can you retain? Right? You know, because I want to give some practical advice here, and Spirit is kind of leading me to that path, to practical advice. If you find yourself kind of in a spiral of a thought pattern, there's a meditation technique. It's a very basic meditation technique, but it is worth mentioning. That when you kind of close your eyes and you try to quiet the mind, it's very difficult, especially if you're a beginner meditator. So there's a technique where you name it, you name something. So let's say you close your eyes and you think about all the bills you have to pay. You just, instead of going down that path of, oh my God, I have to pay the car bill and the water bill and blah, 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 just say, that's a thought. And then maybe you're overcome with anxiety or fear about it, and just say, that's a feeling. That's a thought. That's a feeling. So then you can name it and allow it to pass. I'm feeling something strange in my eardrum right now. It's not a ringing. It's almost like a static. Almost like TV static in the old days when they had static on TVs. It's like a, you know, like a little bit of, and that wasn't there before. So, you know, maybe that's what you hear when you meditate. So that's just a very simple technique to try and lift ourselves out of this energy. When you have these thoughts racing through your mind, just say, you know what, that's a thought. I'll allow it to be there for a moment, and then I'm going to let it go. That's a feeling. So it doesn't hurt to try it. It's free. Let's go to your twins energy. Well, they got the swan. I think this is water. I want to point out to you this mirroring. They're thinking about you. Their technique, though, is a little bit more calm. You know, and maybe that, maybe it triggers you to hear that your twin might be a little bit in a state of calm than you are. I don't think somebody I'm reading for doesn't like that, because I just got a pang of it, just like, not jealousy, but just like almost resentment. Like, how dare they be more calm than me, right? How can they be calm when I'm going through this agony or going through this upheaval about them? How dare they just be floating on the surface, looking beautiful? Ooh, man, that must piss you off. That would piss me off. It pisses me off for you. But the thing about the swan energy, right? Very territorial. And I'm getting that right now. Swans are very territorial, especially when it comes to their mate. So if you are in separation from your twin right now, if you have met somebody new or with somebody else or whatever, they may look like they're all calm, cool, and collected on the outside. I guarantee you they're not. It bothers them. We're not trying to relish in that. We're not trying to make our twin like, let's be above that. We're not trying to make our twin jealous. We have done it. I'm guilty of this. I'm sure my twin is guilty of this in all the years that I've known him. And we're not talking right now, but what I'm saying is that, like, none of us are above petty. But part of our evolution as a human being might require us to look at that pettiness and say, okay, I'm just going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on my well-being and the well-being of the ones I love, and they can figure out their own stuff. Okay, but I feel as though your twin is kind of reckoning with that right now. You may not see it, but I guarantee you they are. What's happening under the surface of the water? One, the little swan is like crazy paddling their feet, like all that activity under the water that you can't see, like struggling to, maybe not struggling, but like trying to maintain the status quo, right? All the while understanding that you travel with them wherever they go, like their shadow. So on the outside, on appearances, and maybe for them as well, they want to appear in control. Clarified here by the King of Wands. I don't know if your twin is also a fire sign, but they're embodying big boss fire sign energy. I feel it's like it's throwing you for a loop. Twins, the twins that I'm reading for right now. I feel, unless I'm also reading for a cross watcher, but they're in like a power position. I don't think necessarily against you, but they're in some kind of power position. We've got like this big lion in the background, like big roar, right? Big roar energy. They're standing really astute and tall and powerful. And part of you is attracted to that. Part of you is absolutely attracted to that. Part of you is that, right? We share energetic soul with our twin. We share a lot more than that with our twin. So your twin is in this energy. There's nothing to say that you can't also be in this energy. Okay, but look at the two side by side. A very different feeling at the moment. And this is just the present moment of when you're watching this. You know, I pull cards for you tomorrow. They're all different cards. It's just the message you need to hear today. And how is it helpful to you to know that your twin is in big boss energy, right? Well, appearances can be deceiving. Maybe they're focusing on all their energy in the big boss energy because it's like they don't have anything else to focus on. They don't have anything else to rely on. They're just focused on work, 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 or their responsibilities. They're not listening necessarily to their heart. Everything is outward, right? Where is the inward? Where is the inner work? You know, maybe it's here. Maybe they're realizing it. Let's get a clarifier for the Swan. Two cards came out. Knight of Cups in reverse. Four of Swords in reverse. They're not in a space to offer you anything right now. They are focusing on themselves, kind of waking up out of this protective slumber they've been in, right? The Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, which is the heartbreak card. They're trying to find this space of recovery, and they want to come towards you with this energy, but they can't. They don't have it to give. So this almost seems, you know, I don't want to take any of their power away from them. We all have a right to be in this power, to be in empowerment. But I feel as though they're drawing boundaries and you're trying to draw boundaries too. It just looks different for both of you. Knight of Cups is person of action, right? All these roses, these offers of love and sweet nothings, sweet whisperings, that letter in the corner. They might have written a letter to you that they never sent, a text message that they have yet to send. Maybe they're sending it and you're not receiving it because you blocked them. I don't know. See here how his fire, the top of his torch is a crown. It's like going up in flames. It's temporary, Spirit just said. You and your twin are in flux. I feel as though you were previously in this energy. I feel as though you bounce back and forth with it. It's like you share the crown. Your twin is focused on their appearance right now, though, that's for sure. They really care about their appearance, not just their physical appearance, but how they appear to their soul tribe, their community. They really care about that. And I feel as though you are in a very insular, hermiting period right now. The connection, Vulture. It's not very nice. It's clarified by the Three of Swords. So you guys could have had a, you and your twin could have had a blow up of sorts. There is love lost. I feel it very strongly. There's no, look at it. I mean, the vulture is a carrion bird. It eats away at like dead and rotting things. And I mean, it's almost like this heart is kind of atrophied at the moment. It's almost like this vulture is waiting for this heart that you and your twin share to be exposed. That's really intense. That's like devil energy. Devil energy in the tarot seeks to undermine the lovers, the twins. What is devil energy? It's fear. It's the fear of the loss of control. That's my voice, my throat is, it's almost like the muscle in my throat was very weak. It's very weak in this moment. Like one or both of you wants to cry. I don't feel any sadness, but my throat was weak just now. That was very, I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. But I'm picking up on your energy, right? This crying out. This is the unified energy. This is how both of you are feeling. How do we help ourselves? How do we fortify and strengthen the twin flame journey to continue to focus on the good within our own lives? Don't worry about your twins so much. Let them worry about themselves. You worry about yourself. Stop worrying about what they're doing. Worry about what you're doing. Focus on your happiness. Focus on your stability, on your peace of mind, on your health. Focus on that. That's how you fortify the heart. Because you don't need your twin to do that. You never needed your twin to do that. That's the whole point of the journey, is understanding you never needed your twin to do that. Your twin just represents all the things in you that trigger you. So it's like you go, dive in, lean into those triggers and say, why is this triggering me so much? And sit with it, like really sit with it. So the thing that my twin triggered in me, he's very not good with communication. He's an air sign, but he's terrible at communication. He really retreats away. And so I'm very good at communication. I'm constantly calling people, texting people, talking to people. Even if I'm not with them physically, I'm a stone's throw away for any of my friends and my, people in my life. So to then be with somebody who is completely checked out of that aspect of communication, it triggered me. And so and I went into overdrive, and then I became really codependent, and I really wanted to know where he was and what he was doing, and why isn't he writing back right now, and never thinking maybe he's busy, maybe he's doing, my mind jumped to oh, maybe he's cheating on me, whatever. It's like, if somebody's going to cheat on you, man, that's bad karma, and you just let them go, right? That's bad karma. But I don't think it was any of that. It was just he wasn't used to somebody that was really, really codependent, which I was. I'm not anymore, but I was very much just constantly wanting that feedback loop. So it triggered me. And so when I separated from him, when I cut him off, it was cutting off a piece of my heart. And then I realized, just be calm. Just, it's that saying, this is what I had to learn. Love somebody in a way that makes them feel free. It's very difficult. I'm a water sign. That's really difficult. Love somebody in a way that makes them feel free. What? Right? But it's true. It's true. So Spirit's giving me something like that right now. So it's just take the time to mend your heart, mend the triggers within you. Let your twin worry about themselves. Spirit's advice. Beautiful energy. Tremendously beautiful. Got the deer. It's earth energy. The deer is so innocent. I always see a deer as so peaceful, welcoming, innocent. Look at the color scheme. It's just hello. Happy to see you again. It's clarified by the Queen of Cups, Cancer energy. Loving, empathetic, compassionate. when you feel as though the vulture is waiting in the wings to undermine you in whatever way that could be fueling some anxiety, remember to counteract that fear with love, with forgiveness, with compassion. It's easy to be cynical in today's world. It's difficult to come to something with openness and innocence. And Spirit is really challenging you to channel this energy for yourself and for your twin. I love you, twin. We're not together right now. Maybe we never will be physically, but I love you. I accept you. I accept myself. I love myself. And I'm learning the hardest single thing that a twin flame can do. And when I tell you I understand, please believe me. That's a beautiful message to end with from Spirit. So that's your message, twins. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.